The reason that these brands don't pay the creators, influencers, and people marketing their stuff equitable pay and compared to their counterparts is because they don't like.
Who do you think gets paid less, has more followers, better engagement, and can...
I am no longer promoting wig companies on my platform. I think I've experienced enough disrespect to last me several lifetimes.
I know that I'm not getting paid as much as these other beauty creators, even though I feel like in terms of engagement or followers, I feel like I'm up there. I feel like the beauty girls know who I am, right? But I know I'm not getting paid as much simply just because I'm.
I just wonder if those Black creators that are supporting you so heavily knew that you were out here not paying.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. To you that continuously give support to me on here, I do appreciate you so very much and I don't take any of you for granted. And as always, we do have an interesting episode to look at and give our takes on. And today's one is one of those that exposes brands, specifically those that are owned by palm coloreds and, Koreans, especially beauty brands that use Black influencers and either ignore them or pay them less or completely don't pay them nothing. Now we have a sister here that took to her social media and broke all the products that she had gotten from this brand to promote to our community. Because she took all the measures she could use to reach out to them to tell them to pay her, and they ignored her completely. And when I think the CEO landed on her video, he decided to come out with crocodile tears and he's like, oh, we didn't see your message and stuff like that. And apparently the sister says it's been months, after her reaching out. So she literally had to take this as a measure of protesting, but also, exposing such brands. Now for her, she's a big creator, but there's lots of creators that I've compiled over here that are giving their experiences, and probably for them there's not even a chance for them to be heard. But I want us to watch this first. We will definitely come back and talk about it.
I'm sick of seeing companies profit off of the Black dollar and they're not paying Black creators. What do you suppose I do? I went the nice way. I wasn't the mad Black woman when I emailed or when I DM'd you. So what do you suppose I do? I have a question for brands. How would you feel if someone stole from you? If someone took your hard-earned time and work, blood, sweat, and tears, and they stole from you? How would you feel if someone stole from your mother? Am I supposed to just let it ride? Just let it go? I thought about that. I was like, just let it go. But then you see people, especially Black people, riding for the company. And that doesn't make me feel very well, because I just wonder if those Black creators that are supporting you so heavily knew that you were out here not paying Black creators, how would they feel? I don't think they'd be okay with that. I'm surely not. And who knows? You may see this video and still not give a shit. But my work here is done. Pay Black creators.
I need to address the situation that has happened with Ivana and how my team and I have been handling this. I immediately reached out to Ivana after seeing that video, and I don't expect a response from Ivana. She doesn't owe me a conversation. She is probably mad at this whole entire situation, and that is completely understandable. Ivana, I am truly so sorry that this has even escalated to this point, and I am so sorry that I didn't see your message a month ago, and I want to get you compensated as soon as possible today if you are willing to answer me. I have had the privilege to be able to have a interaction with you, and I know what are like a ray of sunshine you are. If I had known this, I would have never let this happen. This was my finance team that made this mistake. My face is the one that you guys see, and I need to take accountability for this. This will never happen again. I want you guys to know that I value the creativity and the voices of Black content creators. To see all of the videos during my foundation launch of all the Black creators talking about my brand, it was a really big moment. As a brand, like, we are reviewing our process and the way that we do our invoicing. It is our job to make sure that our vendors and our creators get compensated for their work. And I will never let something like this happen again.
I know that I'm not getting paid as much as these other beauty creators, even though I feel like in terms of engagement or followers, I feel like I'm up there. I feel like the beauty girls know who I am, right? But I know I'm not getting paid as much simply just because I'm Black. And there's that wage gap, and I feel like the conversation needs to be had, but I also feel like people need to be open to hearing the conversation, and I feel like a lot of people aren't open to hearing the conversation.
Well, if you were gonna have the conversation here, what would you say?
Literally, like, pay Black creators, have Black people in the rooms, invite us on the brand trips, have Black people on your teams. If you actually want to stand by inclusivity and have that be a pillar of the groundwork that you do for your company, stand by it.
I am no longer promoting wig companies on my platform. I think I've experienced enough disrespect to last me several lifetimes. A lot of these Asia-based wig companies are anti-Black, disrespectful, cheap, do not want to pay the Black creators that they hire to make the content to promote their companies. And then they go and steal their content. I can't tell you how many times my content has gotten stolen to promote wigs that I'm not even wearing in the photo, but I digress. They send influencers really good wigs, and then the ones that they send to paying customers are really bad. And I know this because I've been really sneaky. I get sent a wig, and I buy that same wig from that same company, and I compare the two. The one they sent me is always longer, the density is always really good, the hair doesn't shed as much, but then the one I bought is a completely different story. And I suspect that they do a mix of synthetic and human hair, because a lot of the time the knots don't even bleach, and that is a telltale sign that that is not human hair. So if you ever have any questions about the unit that I'm wearing in a video, feel free to DM me on Instagram, and I will do my best to get to your message in a timely manner. But as far as posting stuff on here and commenting or responding to comments publicly, I don't want to give any of these companies any shine, okay?
The reason that these brands don't pay the creators, influencers, and people marketing their stuff equitable pay and compared to their white counterparts is because they don't like Black people. They don't like Black people. They don't actually want us there. They actually just want to exploit, so they'll use you for your creativity and your labor and stuff, but at the end of the day, they don't really want Black people there. They don't like Black people, okay? They're not even marketing to us. They're marketing to their white people, and they know that anti-Blackness is global, and the white beauty standard is what sells to everybody. See, when they see Black people and they put Black people up there, they know it's either like gonna make the liberals like happy, right, which is a small demographic of people in this country if you compare them, because actually half the liberals are actually conservative. They just be lying and stuff because they don't want anybody to call them racist. And this whole notion of the Black dollar having power, because everybody keeps shouting out Black dollar having power, why don't they care? They don't care, because we have the understanding of the Black dollar backwards. It's actually backwards. The Black dollar doesn't have power going out, right? The Black dollar only has power if it's withheld. And statistically, the economy, looking at consumerism and stuff, the Black dollar is not being withheld. They don't have any incentive to give a fuck. So naturally, they don't give a fuck. They don't really like Black people. Okay, this country does not. I don't know. Are we confused? I'm not laughing out of like happiness. I'm laughing out of trauma and like a little bit confusion. And why are we confused? They don't like Black people. And they actually know that whether they have representation or not, whether anything is anything, they still, Black people still gonna buy their stuff. Still gonna buy their stuff, still gonna shop their stores, still gonna buy their brands, okay? And like I said, anti-Blackness is global, and the white beauty standard is there. So if a white woman is selling you something, you still gonna buy the mascara, you still gonna get it, you still gonna buy the stuff. I don't think we've grasped that the power within our dollar is to hold that shit in our fucking wallet, to keep that shit, okay? And I don't understand some of these brand people coming out and saying other stuff like, oh, they not paying us. Why don't you say the brand name? Because the only power we have with our dollars is for it to be withheld. So we need to know who we're withholding it from. So if you're not saying who's not paying you, if you're not saying like this brand specifically is not doing, we don't know what the fuck to do. What do you tell it? Like, what are we doing? I'm confused. And like I said at the end of the day, the reason we're not getting equitable pay, especially with these brand stuff, that's why I don't take any of the brand stuff. They be sending me stuff all the fucking time. I don't even know because my content is fucking risque. And they still be sending me emails all the time. Do my this, do my that. I leave them all on fucking red. All of them on fucking red. But yeah, at the end of the day, tell us who they are. Maybe we could boycott. That's the only power we have, is to withhold our dollars. That's the power in the black dollar. It's not going out. That's how it weakens. That's how it weakens. The power is actually backwards, like I said. The black dollar is appearing to be easily accessible. Okay? That's how they look at it. So they have no incentive, like I said, to give a shit. They don't. They have their natural state of not liking black people. So like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason that these brands are not paying black people that market their brands and influencing and all that stuff, the reason they're not paying everybody, they're not paying y'all, is because they don't like black people.
This message is for all the brands out there that work with influencers. I'm gonna put the responsibility on brands to ensure the equity of opportunities for black influencers. I feel like for years, black influencers have had this responsibility to advocate for brand opportunities, to advocate to be invited on brand trips, and to advocate to be paid equally. I think it's time that brands start to look internally and look at ways that they are systemically allowing some of these biases against black influencers. Just putting my marketing hat on now. If it were me, I would take a look at and analyze the 2023 campaigns. Where are the gaps here? Where did we fall short? What are the areas of improvement? How many white creators did we work with? How many creators of color did we work with? What was the pay for each of those groups? In that same vein, were the products that we released this year inclusive of all skin tones, shapes, and sizes? If you even want to take it a step further, you can take a look at your influencer marketing team. Do you have a diverse group of individuals who are responsible for hiring influencers? Doing this like internal analyzing could really help inform like the 2024 strategy and also help make these changes from inside. As we as black influencers can advocate for ourselves all day, but if brands aren't doing anything to actually incorporate these changes, we're not going to get very far.
Showing up on the platform every day, creating content, building your community, pitching to brands, and then to know that you're probably going to be paid less than your white counterpart is just, I mean, it's a mind fuck. It's so discouraging to see white creators leverage your culture for clout. And when if you see a black creator do the same thing, the analytics or the numbers aren't numbering, or the feedback that they receive isn't the same, right? There are marketers who justify paying black creators less because they don't believe in the quality of their numbers or the quality of their following. Like, what is that? Just tell me you're racist. And when you know that and continue to show up on a platform that leverages your culture but doesn't want to pay you for it, I mean, it can cause burnout. Wild thing is that when black creators talk about race, they're often met with harassment, while I've seen white creators, allies, non-black creators support black creators and talk about the racial pay gap disparity, and those videos go viral. They do the most. However, when black creators or creators of color start talking about this, I mean, where's the love? I don't know what the solution is because I'm mentally taxed. I just know that something needs to change. People of color have more spending power than ever, and brands are definitely taking notice. However, they're not paying black creators the same amount as they're paying their white counterparts. So emotional about this because I love creating content. I love freelancing. I don't know any other industry that would match the ebbs and flows of my depression. But I'll tell you what, continuously showing up on a platform, continuously showing up for brands who may not necessarily pay you the same because they don't value you the same because you're not black or not white, like, it's just a mind fuck. And what I'm saying isn't new. This is not revolutionary information. It's just I felt like I needed to say this because your girl is emotionally tired. Now, I don't have all the answers and we need to continue to have this conversation, but this is my perspective as a black creator. And if you are a non-black creator watching this and you have black creator friends, check in on them. Check in on them.
So I just want to talk about this vanilla situation. I believe two things can be right at once. I do believe that the pay gap between black creators and white creators that she talks about in her video is absolutely correct. Black creators get paid way less than white creators. And it's because of the simple fact that a lot of brands believe that black creators are not marketable, or they think they could just play in black creators' face and try to lowball their money or lowball the sponsorship that they're giving to the black creators. However, I do understand that there's a lot of people saying that Fanita shouldn't be the one speaking about the situation due to her whole chart scandal. And then also, if you saw what happened with, I guess, the brand Pyrex, we saw that and we were just instantly like, and that was after, I think, the chart trip, and we was instantly like, well, you didn't care about, how you made the individual feel during the chart trip, so why should we care about what's going on between you and Pyrex? And I just want to say this too. I believe that she, as a content creator, is definitely one of those kind of content creators where brands are looking for, right? They're looking for someone who could be the token black person. And sometimes it just happens so that there's one person who's willing to, take the scraps and call it a day.
Who do you think gets paid less, has more followers, better engagement, and can actually...
So back in 2022, I was reached out to by Biz Media after posting a video about Inuyasha. They said they loved the video and asked if I was willing, if they could send me something in exchange for like doing the video. I'm like, okay, fine. So it was basically going to be like a little package with a bunch of like anime themed stuff in it, manga books, DVDs, things like that. And so I agreed to do it. When I received the package, there was a list inside of a bunch of things on a checklist that I had to do, like literally deadlines and things like that. And certain ways that I had to record the video, certain things that I had to say, basically a script and everything. And I was about to do the video, and then I looked it up to see if anybody else was doing the same thing as me. And because I was not getting paid, I looked it up, and there was a white content creator who had significantly less followers than me. He had 30,000 followers around the time. I remember that. He had 30,000 followers, and I had well over 100,000 followers. I had closer to 150,000. He ended up, in his video, he said, this is a paid advertisement from Biz Media. And I was like, why would they pay him when he has way less engagement, way less followers, but they want me to do it for free? And I have way more than him. I didn't know that at the time this is common practice. And it didn't make sense to me because Viz Media literally is a production company for most animes that we can think of. And they are owned by another company that is a multi-billion-dollar company. So why would they ask me to do that for free? I didn't realize that this was common practice. Ask the black content creators to do it for free. Pay them an exposure and get them to work for free. This is common practice. And so now it's just, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I'm not with an agency. I don't have a manager. I'm not with any of these things. And if I don't know it, then I just don't know it.
I'm sick of seeing companies profit off of the...
Then the crazy thing about it is, it's not just her, you feel me? She bigger than all of us regular, smuggler, smaller influencers. Speaking from the smaller influencer side, we definitely don't even get a cent. Nigga don't even ask us, oh, would you like the money? They'll straight up say, oh, we gonna promote the video and we're gonna buy promotion so you can attract more of an audience, so you can get more sales. And none of these companies, I work for over 50 companies. None of these companies actually paid me. None of these companies, they think they give you free shit by you being black. They think free shit is the end. It is everything. You feel me? They don't even have to pay you the money. No, give my free shit and the money. I keep trying to tell these companies, I'm not paying for a sample. These refundable samples that TikTok going on, you should be ashamed. Because, like, y'all really don't want people to get free shit. Y'all want them to pay anyway, anyhow, this, that, and the third. And I don't blame her for breaking those pallets. But, bitch, if your hard-earned money paid for those pallets, bitch, those pallets are falling off till the wheels fall off, period. I'm going to use those motherfucking pallets. My money is not going to waste, period. That's just me. But on the other hand, I get where you coming from because, companies did the same thing to me when they think, just because she's starting out in the industry. No, bitch, I ain't just starting out. I've been in the industry since I was 13. So when it comes to PR and managing my pages and this, that, and third, and editing skills and filming skills and lighting setup, that's all me. You feel me? That's all. But then you got bigger creators that get up here and talk about some they ain't getting paid. Bitch, we ain't getting paid. So if that's the case, y'all finally feeling what we've been feeling for months and years now. Like, we're not getting paid like y'all. Y'all getting them big bucks. Even if it's not the bucks. Bitch, y'all getting bigger products. Like, yeah, I get Skin 1004 and DVO and stuff like that. But really, is they mainstream? Not like Glamlit, not like, Elf, not like LA Colors, that's mainstream. So to be a motherfucking big influencer is crazy, and to be going through money problems as a bigger influencer is crazier. But yeah, I think they should pay all creators. They ain't paying nobody. They just trying to give us free shit so we could shut up and oh, do me a review. Y'all getting more publicity like that. Y'all getting more status for that. Not us. We might show our face on one review and that bitch might be, the creme de la creme review. Period. They still ain't gonna pay you. I'm going with a company right now. I did a couple of videos for this company. They say one video don't count or whatever. Okay, that's not the case. Why you ain't pay me for my video that I already made that do count? Like, you see what I'm saying? And then they try to lowball you $20 for a video. $20 for a video? Like, no, bitch, I'm not no cheapskate. Bitch, rent ain't even $20. Like, what I'm gonna afford in the store with $20. That's what type of time we on. Like, I'm not about to do that. And then they be trying to send out some raggedy ass products. Like my first product that I got, that bitch had mold all on the top. I took the top off. I seen mold all across the motherfucking product, and they want me to put it on my face. Then when I told them, oh, mold was in it, oh, can you take a picture of it? I said, first of all, I'm moving to a new crib, so I'm not about to go look for no product just so I could take a picture of it, this, that, and the third. Y'all know what the fuck y'all sent me. Some dehydrated ass face cream. Like, the fuck? How the fuck is yellow on the box, but when you open it up, it's like pasty, greenish, whitish yellow? Like, bitch, no, this is molded. And then I see the mold crust at the top, like, of the product. Like, bitch, you crazy. And my grandma, she did warn me before I started being an influencer, don't put everything on your face. And by that being my first sample, they really tried to fuck up my face. So y'all gotta watch out when being an influencer. I'm not gonna lie, it's risky. You got freaks and geeks out there that try to stalk you every day like you don't have a husband or a fiance. You got the people that want you to promote their shit for free, but then they lie and say they want to pay you, and you're gonna be on a winning team, and you're gonna make sales through the audience that you get from the video. Bitch, you might not get no audience, you might not get no coin, and you might get an audience, and none of them bitches might not bite. Like, be smart in this industry. This is not for the weak. And for her to up there break them damn pallets, girl, I was just about to go get me a Patrick Tar. You feel me? Bitch, not no more. I'm not no creator though, so, and his products still work good, so bitch, I would have kept them products. Or I would have sold it to the highest bidder, bitch. Like, you sat up there and broke all them blushes, knowing you about to put that shit right back together because your video just went viral, so them people really gonna pay you now. Like, I'm still not getting paid, and this video ain't gonna go viral. 5 minutes of me ranting don't mean shit, but 5 minutes of a bigger bitch ranting mean everything.
Of seeing companies profit off of the black.
So I want to say that this is actually art. Some of you may not understand that this is what the essence of protest is. She is making a very dramatic, intentional move by obliterating that product in front of us to catch our attention. This is what protesting is. This is what having your voice being heard is. If you cannot recognize that, you may not have understood what it is to struggle and not be treated fairly in this world.
According to his comment section, the apologist, people say that they saw an apology of him earlier, before he deleted it, and he wasn't crying, and then he came out to make another apology while he's crying. So that tells us that probably the other one was not convincing that much, so he had to make it more convincing. Now I understand that it can be very dramatic, and also, you know, you get nervous because you have to put this thing on the internet. So, I mean, we are not going to judge him of that, but so many people are accusing him of being performative because they're like, why don't you deposit the money first? I mean, the first conversation that you should have with this lady, or before you even address her, please deposit her money, and then let's have a conversation from there. And I mean, I do concur with them. You guys are gonna let me know in the comment section if you concur with the same idea as well. And probably I do have influencers in here that are watching me, probably beauty influencers or whatever that you do to make a living, right? And I don't know if you've experienced something like this, but according to the stitches that are put out here, it looks like it's not just one person that is facing this thing. Some of these stitches, literally, I got some of them last year and I didn't put them. You know, when I saw this, I'm like, man, this is a very good opportunity to bring some light to this issue, because it looks like it's really, really a big issue. And lots of melanated people are really coming out to say that the problem is usually with the palm colors and the Asian brands, and they are saying that even if sometimes they pay them, they are literally paid less compared to their other counterparts, the palm colors. And for the most part, Black people be having a huge following, like a very, very huge attention or audience on the media, but then they get paid less. And by the way, when I say this is literally a huge thing, when I was looking into the stitches of the lady, one of the palm colored woman was like, now why would you waste all these products? I was like, my goodness, these people do not value people's hard work and efforts at all. And you cannot tell someone how to react when you are being unjust to them. We agreed you have to pay me money. You did not pay me. I took the measures and I reached out to you like professionally, and you ignored me. And then I am the one that is in a wrong for breaking these products and wasting them. Like, I understand you probably would have responded that way, but then for her, that's her way of protesting and showing you that I'm not satisfied with this, but also communicating to the people that she's appealing to, which is the Black community, that this is how we get treated. Probably sending up a wake-up call to Black beauty brands to notice this woman. Because, I mean, what would even our people be influencing for these people when we are supposed to be influencing for our own? That's one of our biggest problems. We literally value other people's brands and stuff instead of coming up with our own things, because the thing is you are excluded, not just in terms of the products they make for you, no, but even in terms of payment. They show you that you are not here, you are here. Let me just say this. You do not play with someone's money, especially if you agreed. And she has done her job and she is finished. And then you are waiting for her to come to you and ask for her money when you don't do the same thing to other influencers, right? So you are literally undermining this person's ability and potential and efforts and everything that she's put in to get you money. And that's the thing that they do. After them making all the money from the Black community, then they are going to be very disrespectful. I think this is something that we've been saying over and over. So that's why I say this is highlighting a big problem that is happening with these brands that literally just want to exploit and take advantage of Black people. Again, I think this is our time for us, Black brands. Hire these people. They are here. They have a following. Pay them well. And I think this is a wake-up call to brands to value the people that influence for you, to value people that promote your products, because without them, I promise you, you may not be able to reach deeper into the society. You may not be able to get clients. You may not be able to be as rich. You may not be able to gain recognition. That kind of, name that you have right now. And especially when it comes to small creators, people undermine them because they feel like, oh, this one is not that good. No, like, by the time you reached out to me, that means it is me that you could afford. You could probably not be able to reach that big creator, so you decided to reach out to me because maybe you saw potential, maybe because when you saw my audience you thought that I could probably add something to you, so that's why you reached out. So these brands should stop literally looking down on people after they have made it, when they have literally exploited the creators as small as they could be. Creativity and this space is not easy. So I think it's time for these people to respect, influencers, because they are also humans. I don't know what you guys think, but for black brands, beauty brands, you have our sisters and brothers here that are really doing it big. They have the media presence. Use them and pay them. Don't act like these people. What do you guys think? I want you to put your thoughts in the comment section about this entire situation, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and consider joining my channel membership to see us growing and advancing in this, YouTube thing. And why don't you guys let me see you in my another video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.